Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here. Hope everyone's well wherever you are. This is obviously part 3 of my dreams or whatever for Sampdoria. I hope you enjoy it, especially Sampdoria fans or fans of Italian football generally. And I'll try not to waffle as I often say. And I did my best to think through these ideas. I didn't manage to put them on paper, but I did my best to think through them. So I hope you'll enjoy them. And as ever, I'd love to hear if there's any ideas that resonate with you or any constructive criticism or feedback that you have for me generally. And here goes. So as I say, this is continuing on from parts 1 and 2. Please check them out if you haven't already done so. And this is going to be ideas from 21 to 30. So anyway, as I say, here goes. Again, please list your least and most favorite ideas or anything else you want to post in the comment section. So as I say, here goes. So number 21. Once again, I would love for as many companies as possible or organizations, even entire countries that begin with S, to invest in Sampdoria or Salernitana or Sassuolo, respectively, and that sort of thing. I'd also, in terms of Sampdoria's in a specific case, I would love for people to list like facts about the club, like about the logo, the name, how the name came about. I know you can probably Google them, but maybe share some Google links for more people to find out about the club and hopefully take an interest in the club. I'd love for videos like this to help raise the profile of Italian clubs as well as Celtic. But yeah, it'd be great to hear historical facts, maybe not very commonly known facts about Sampdoria. Things like maybe the club could post those on its website and its YouTube and other social media channels as well. I think that'd be pretty interesting for people to know like how the name came about, what the full name is, how it came about, and things like the logo and the kit and the history of the kit, and maybe people post pictures of how the logo might have changed if it has changed, and the kit, or any other facts and figures and information and statistical analysis, and that sort of thing, which sounds a bit too technical for me. But anyway, moving on. But yeah, that would be finding out about that sort of stuff would be pretty interesting. I'm sure you'd agree. I'm sure people out there would agree. 22, I'd love to see what Sampdoria can do in the future, as well as other Italian teams and Celtic as well. And how they can advance in the future, how they can attract investment. As I said before, like once 1 or 2 people invest, hopefully more will start to invest. Number 23, again, I hope they'll look into how much investment they can get and get as much investment as possible, including through sponsorship and all sorts of ways to attract investment. And also, as I said before, like to build academies for young people, for young Sampdoria fans who hopefully will play for the club in the future, both locally, nationally, and even internationally, perhaps, hopefully, and increase the fan base and things like that, and hopefully have sports clubs and all sorts of things like that, and look at what they can learn from other clubs. I also hope to, I almost forgot to say, I also hope to look into how the club can do more to help charities, like have its own foundation if it doesn't already do so, and look at what the foundation can do more of to help people, especially in developing countries or from the poorest backgrounds, as well as like children and animals and that sort of thing. Number 24, again, as I mentioned before, I would love to see like entire nations investing in Italian teams, as I said before, and going with my alliterations and imaginations. I'm not saying these things will happen, but they are just things I like to imagine. I would love for them to happen, but that's why I'm making like alternative videos. I hope to make similar ones for Salernitana or Sassuolo. So some investors might choose to invest in those instead of Sampdoria. But I can't imagine Spain wanting to invest in Sampdoria because the Spanish league is possibly the most successful, if not the most, at least the second most successful league, and ahead of Italy's Serie A, which is probably in 3rd place at the moment, really, in terms of overall victories throughout history. But at the moment, Italy's probably like the 4th most successful league in terms of the current present time. Like I think the English league, EPL, English Premier League, La Liga of Serie A, of Spain, and the German league, the Bundesliga, are probably ahead of Serie A at the moment. So I hope companies will look into how they can help to make Italian football great again. But I was thinking like Sweden and Switzerland, let's say, though their national teams are okay, I'd say they're half decent, I suppose. I don't think Italian fans can be too critical of them since we didn't qualify So we didn't qualify, and I think both those countries probably have qualified for the World Cup, but they normally sort of qualify for the World Cup, but they don't get that far ahead. But so anyway, nationally, they're not too bad. They're not quite at Brazil's level, or Germany, or Italy, or France, or countries like that, or Argentina, but they are sort of middle of the road nationally. But in terms of club teams, their leagues are way down below English, Spanish, and Italian leagues. So maybe there could be a way they could invest in Italian teams, like to improve relations. Maybe even Spain might want to do so to improve relations, but I'd be very shocked if Spain did. But I'm not sure what the rules are. But if Qatar can own PSG and Abu Dhabi can own Man City, I think that's the correct way, then I'm sure there should be some, and the PIF, which arguably is state-owned, can own Newcastle. I'm sure there should be something that helps Sampdoria to get that investment from entire countries. But yes, Switzerland, which is like a financial sort of hub, which I'd love for Italy to learn from in terms of like avoiding wars, but I'd love for them to do it in football, just like Switzerland do it in terms of finances. But yeah, so that's something I would love. I can't think of many other countries like Swaziland, perhaps, but there's not too many wealthy nations which could invest. Maybe Swaziland could, and improve relations between Italians and Africans through football. But I don't imagine they'd have a huge amount of money to invest. But yeah, in terms of Switzerland, which is a financial capital, and Sweden, which has quite a good economy, but again, their leagues aren't that great. So maybe they could be convinced. If Spain wanted to improve relations with Italy, maybe they could invest as well. But I doubt very much, but I may dream, I suppose. But anyway, moving on. I think I covered that point in quite a lot of detail. But number 25, again, I would love for as many companies, countries, states, and whatnot to invest in Italian clubs like Sampdoria or Salernitana, Sassuolo, or any other Italian clubs as much as possible. Number 26, I would love for Sampdoria also to give back to countries that were colonized by Italy, by Rome. Like to help countries that are part of the empire, the Roman Empire, by like helping them set up their own academies in their own country and sports clubs, which would probably be, if people from those countries support Sampdoria and other Italian teams, I suppose it would be a cheeky way to sort of, even though we'd be reparating them, perhaps. I say we as an Italian fan, even though Italy would be reparating them, shall we say, through football, they'd still get something back out of it. Number 27, I think it'd be great if Sampdoria acknowledged, especially investors into a club, but people who have contributed to the club, who are the best, like some of the best players, like Vialli and players like that who have played for the club, players who I might not have heard of. I think Mancini and Vialli used to play for Sampdoria a long time ago, so they were two very famous footballers who later became involved in the national team as well as managers, but also were actually involved in the national team as well and made a great partnership, a strike partnership. So it'd be interesting to hear any other famous players who have played for Sampdoria who I might not have heard of from different positions, like in defence and midfield as well, or in goal, who are the best goalkeepers or strikers or defenders or midfielders who have played for the club. But yeah, it'd be great to hear them being acknowledged through like Walk Hall and Hall of Fame. Number 28, again, I'd love to hear how they can make the world a better place and how Sampdoria can improve itself as well. Number 29, I would love for my fellow dyslexics to show what we can contribute, and maybe Sampdoria and other Italian clubs, as well as Celtic, could host like events to raise awareness about neurodiversity, like dyslexia and ADHD and things like that. And like we could play football there, people with dyslexia and ADHD in the future. As I hope to make a video about how I'd love to travel to Italy and share my ideas about football, strategies and tactics and things like that. But yeah, maybe like we could practice with Italian teams like Sampdoria, and hopefully it would be mutual benefit, and hopefully the reputation of of dyslexics and people with ADHD in Italy will improve. So hopefully they'll treat people with dyslexia or ADHD or conditions like that better in the classroom, and awareness, can be raised through football in Italy, hopefully. And again, Celtic could do something similar on that subject. And if I ever got set up the Dyslexic Billionaires United Network, Dyslexic Millionaires, or Billionaires, and even neurodiverse networks of millionaires or even billionaires, maybe they could also invest in Italian teams like Sampdoria or Sassuolo, Salernitana, or all sorts of Italian teams, as well as Celtic. And number 30, I hope you enjoyed this video and would share it and support it as much as possible. And I'd love to hear from people, especially Sampdoria fans, I'll say. And I am out. Peace and love.